From the Hilario Center in West Wego, it's the Allstate Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic Finals, as we are here to bring you 3 championship games of one of the most prestigious tournaments in the United States of America, and it's our pleasure to be able to do so. First up, we will have the Boys State Bracket Championship game between the Charging Bucks of Landry Walker and the Knights of Lafayette Christian. And a pleasant good afternoon, Ken Trahan from the West Bank on a beautiful afternoon, both outdoors and indoors, joined by the coach, Bill Gallagher. And we're so pleased that you would take time to join us for these 3 championship games. Following this game between Landry Walker and Lafayette Christian, we will have the girls' Platinum Bracket Championship game between undefeated Germantown, Pennsylvania, and defending 2A state champion in Louisiana, North Caddo. And then the last game for you this evening will be the Boys' National Bracket Championship, the premier bracket, which will feature undefeated Bishop Laughlin of Brooklyn, New York, against the Dunham Tigers, the defending Division III state champion from Louisiana. So that's the schedule. We're set to go, and we've got good basketball, starting with Landry Walker and Lafayette Christian. Lafayette Christian, a 2-time defending state champion in Division IV with a record of 15-3. Landry Walker, a traditional power, at 11-6. Lafayette Christian under the direction of Errol Rogers in his first year, and Wilfred Antoine, the head coach at Landry Walker. Well, here's how they got here, and then we'll get Bill's thoughts about things. Landry Walker advancing, defeating Lakeshore 75-53. Then in the semifinals, in a really good contest, they knocked off Crescent City Christian 53-48. On the other side of the bracket, Lafayette Christian beat a good West Jefferson team 70-61, and then they fought off a very determined, gritty Archbishop Hannon team 44-39. So that's how the 2 teams have gotten here. As mentioned, to Coach Bill Gallagher with us. Bill, it's great to have you back, and obviously this is a great event. You've been part of this for the last few years, and to see the level of basketball we see every year is an absolute blessing.
Yeah, well, first of all, Happy New Year to you. Happy holidays to everyone. And what a way to start off the new year with this kind of a tournament and the 3 games that we're going to see tonight. And starting off with this one right here. 2 fine teams, not just this year, but great teams throughout the year. And as far as the tournament itself goes, I remember when this thing, maybe this isn't even totally connected, but there was a semblance of a tournament in the Pontchartrain Center.
It was actually at 4 different sites.
Yeah.
Pontchartrain Center was the primary site.
Right.
But it was amazing that things have come that far.
To see how far it has come. And not that it was bad back then, because it was something really unique back then.
Sure.
Yeah. But here, these tournaments, and you and I talked about this a little bit before, there isn't another tournament in the country that has 3 different girls brackets, a state bracket, and a national bracket. You've got all kinds of good teams in here, and it's just remarkable that all these out-of-town teams want to come here. That's part of the coach's channel. You know, you talk about these things, and hey, go to New Orleans. You can get into that tournament. That's a good tournament, and that's where this tournament is right now.
And there's more teams that want to come. And
right.
That's what's amazing, is that it's that kind of event that it's a must-do event for a lot of schools, not just out of state but in state as well. So stay tuned, because the field could actually grow. Let's tell you about what happened earlier today, because you've already had a pair of championships decided in this tournament. As mentioned, 5 brackets, and the first championship decided today was the girls' silver bracket championship. And for the 2nd consecutive year, Dominican High School out of New Orleans is the champion. They defeated South Lafourche 41-29 in the championship game. Congratulations to Dominican and Ryan Rutter for a very fine job to win the girls' silver bracket. In the girls' gold bracket championship, a couple of elite teams hooked up, and Lee Magnet defeated Lafayette Christian 45-38 in the championship game. So congratulations to the Patriots of Lee Magnet, who beat Lafayette Christian. That's a really growing program, and people ask, well, is that the same Lehigh? Well, they completely tore down the building, started over again. It's a new building and now a magnet school, and it's growing quickly in Baton Rouge. So remember that name, because it's going to be prominent in athletics in Louisiana here again for years to come. That's Lee Magnet. So that's what's happened already. We told you about the 3 championships to come. So let's talk about this game. As I mentioned, Bill, you got a couple of programs that are accustomed to success. Lafayette Christian is back-to-back state champions in Division IV. They had to withstand a departure of their head coach, Byron Starks, in the offseason, who left to start a new program at LSU Eunice. So he moved up to the next level. Of course, his son was a player for Lafayette Christian. But Errol Rogers has stepped in. He's done an excellent job. And I don't think they've missed a beat. I mean, you look at their team, they're still very good. They're 15-3. So when you've established that type of championship program, you're going to be able to sustain that.
Well, it's kind of similar when I took over for Scott Thompson and John Levy. It had already been established, and I just stepped right in and kept things going. And that's pretty much what Errol Rogers has done. He's just kept things going. You know, why change things if it's not broken? So you keep things going, and you keep playing hard. You keep playing that elite schedule, and the kids have some pride. They want to keep this going.
In the win over Archbishop Hannum, B.J. Francis had 14 points and 5 rebounds for Lafayette Christian, so he is a player to watch. T.J. Jones had 9 points, 5 rebounds in that low-scoring affair. And Javion Howard had 7 points and 10 rebounds. So those are 3 primary players to keep an eye on with regard to Lafayette Christian Academy. As for Landry Walker, well, last year they lost that heartbreaker in the state championship in 5A in overtime in a phenomenal game that I saw, losing to Walker High in that classic. It was an instant classic the way it turned out. It was just a fantastic game. 62-57 was the final in that game, with Walker, who was in this tournament as well, winning that championship. But, you look at what's happened over the years. This is a program, and in Landry Walker, that's been a dominant program in recent years.
Well, they've stepped up from 4A now into 5A, and they've barely skipped a beat with that. They won a couple in a row in 4A a couple, 2-3 years ago, and then lost that heartbreaker, like you said, in overtime in the 5A. And, Landry Walker, another school that they kind of, merging schools between Old Prairie Walker and LB Landry. And, a lot of people thought that was going to be a little tense maybe with the rivalry with those two neighboring schools, but those guys, these kids have just bought into it and realized what it takes to succeed, and they've succeeded.
Landry Walker won state championships at 4A in 2014 and 2015, and then stepped up to win the state title in 2017 and narrowly missed back-to-back a year ago, as mentioned. In their semifinal win over Crescent City Christian, Shadon Green had 16 points and 4 rebounds and 4 assists. And Jamon Vincent had 10 points, 4 boards, and Daiwan Griffin had 9 points. But Torrey Cargo, who plays out front, is a really good player as well. He only had 3 points in that game, but had 7 rebounds, and he's a guy that's going to figure very prominently as well for Wilfred Antoine's team. And like Lafayette Christian, they changed coaches just a couple of years ago as well. Yeah. And same story. You don't miss a beat when you have a program going that steadily.
Right. Well, the other thing these two teams have in common is they don't just have good basketball players. They have good athletes, because they both have outstanding football programs also. So you've got a lot of good athleticism on the floor tonight on both ends.
Teams warming up as we speak. Landry Walker will be in the white. Lafayette Christian will be wearing red here for this afternoon/evening contest, because it's going to kind of bridge the gap with those 2 times of the day, right? So that's kind of what we're dealing with here with the time of day that's happening. But we're sure looking forward to be able to bring this to you here. And referees are at the scorers table now and just exchanging pleasantries. And always nice to see these guys. They do a good job, and a lot of these guys work together all the time. And see the same crews working together frequently.
That's because first of all, they don't have that many officials anymore, but the ones that are left are the good ones. And these guys do a great job. They're underappreciated for the job that they do. I know I gave them hell when I was coaching, and probably more than they deserved, I'm sure. But these guys do a great job, and we wouldn't be here if they weren't here.
No doubt. It's amazing in this facility. You've had 5 courts working for the last 4 days in this event. And again, the Ilario Center does a great job. It's a great place. Thanks to Mike Samardzija and his staff for what they've done here. And of course, the 2 people primarily responsible for running this tournament, Ed Daniels and Christy Hebert, who do a fantastic job. And obviously, a tremendous deal of thanks to our sponsor as well, the Allstate Sugar Bowl, There's no greater benefactor in our community for amateur athletics than the Allstate Sugar Bowl, and we're deeply appreciative of them making this event happen and for their support of CrescentCitySports.com as well. That's the Allstate Sugar Bowl. Pre-game clock winding down. We'll have the starting lineup introductions here momentarily. Crowd filing in, and we expect there'll be good numbers to watch here this evening. And again, when you talk about the bigger brackets, the biggest brackets, the girls platinum and the boys national, it really is an international situation, or a national situation, I should say, with a team from Pennsylvania in the girls platinum bracket final and a team from New York in the boys national bracket final. And now we'll get the introductions of the starting lineups here this afternoon as they will take to the floor momentarily. Doug Morrow, our PA announcer. It's great to see Doug, as always, doing a great job. And now we'll get the starting lineups. First of all, for the Lafayette Christian Knights under the direction of Errol Rogers. B.J. Francis, one of the starters here for Lafayette Christian. Also Pierre Dupree, who's introduced right now, along with number 11, Victor Dupree. 22, Javion Howard, also being introduced. And the fifth starter is going to be T.J. Jones. So it would be Jones, Francis, Pierre Dupree, Victor Dupree, and Javion Howard for Lafayette Christian. For the Chargent Bucks of Landry Walker, record of 11-6 overall under the direction of Wilfred Antwine. Torrey Cargo, where's number 0, will start along with Jason Joseph, Ronald Rea, Jamon Vincent, and Tyrus Crawford. So those are the starters for the Chargent Bucks of Landry Walker. Cargo, a senior. Jason Joseph is a senior as well. Give you some idea about the experience on this team. Ronald Rea is a senior. Jamon Vincent, a sophomore. And Tyrus Crawford is a senior. So 4 senior starters on the Landry Walker team. A very experienced team that's used to playing a very tough competition in these circumstances. So, and then as far as Lafayette Christian is concerned, T.J. Jones is a senior. B.J. Francis, a junior. The Dupree brothers, Pierre is a senior, Victor is a junior, and Javion Howard is a senior. So there's experience on both sides, which explains why they're in this position in such a prestigious tournament, ready to roll here this afternoon. As mentioned, Landry Walker will be in white, and they will have the royal blue numerals trimmed in yellow gold, little orange trim. And what they did when they combined the schools was they combined the colors of the two schools, and I thought that was an appropriate move to make. And then with regard to Lafayette Christian, they've got the LCA emblazoned across their red jerseys, and they've got the navy blue numbers and red trunks as well. So easily distinguishable teams, as we hope to have a distinguished game here today with my distinguished colleague, Bill Gallagher. And our distinguished gentlemen making this happen today, Adam Bryant, Albert Breer, great to have them with us here today. Ready to jump center here, Javion Howard against Lafayette Christian's B.J. Francis, and we're underway, and Landry Walker has the ball. This is Ronald Ray out top in a 2-3 zone by the Knights immediately to start this game. Out top, this is Torrey Cargo, left side of the floor to Joseph. Joseph left baseline, Tyrus Crawford as we set the first time down. Here's Joseph to the top, and now back to Cargo. Cargo will hand off to Joseph. Left side to Cargo. He'll take the 3 ball, and he's got it. So Cargo for 3. The assist from Joseph and a 3-point lead for Landry Walker.
That's a good, I think a good move by Lafayette Christian to start off in the zone and make Landry Walker, with maybe being a little leg weary, making those shots from the outside. But Landry Walker makes the first one, so we'll see if that continues.
Victor Dupree to T.J. Jones out top. Landry Walker going man-to-man defensively to get this game started. So here's Jones backing it up off the dribble, guarded by Ray. On a handoff now to Francis. Francis goes to Pierre Dupree. Now to Victor Dupree. Victor Dupree back right corner to B.J. Francis. Long arms guarding him with Crawford. Goes baseline on him, reverses and scores. Beautiful move by B.J. Francis and a 3-2 game.
Yeah, very athletic move there. He helped himself out by going underneath the goal.
Top of the circle, off the pump fake. This is Cargo. Right baseline, doesn't look to shoot much, does Crawford, but he will. And that's no good by Ray, and the rebound is cleared by Victor Dupree. So Dupree, Landry Walker back defensively. This is T.J. Jones. So sticky man-to-man from Landry Walker early on.
Yeah, that's their bread and butter is their man-to-man defense. So we'll have to see how deep Landry Walker wants to go into their bench today. This is their third game in 3 days. You wonder about the legs and playing man-to-man.
Turnover is the first of the game by Lafayette Christian, and Landry Walker with a 1-point lead. Got to guard Cargo. He can hit that shot, but he's rimming it. And controlled by Howard. Quick shot there against the zone. And the whole zone will work as long as you're not making shots. Landry Walker made their first. We'll see how many they're able to hit over that zone, or if they're able to get it in the middle and create some opportunities.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Lafayette mixes up their defenses as the night goes on.
Howard, nice shot over the long arms of Crawford, and Javion Howard gives the Knights their first lead at the 5:44 mark of the first quarter. For 3 again, and that's too strong. Again, quick shots here. Good offensive board, but that's blocked away and cleared. So Lafayette Christian comes up with it quickly the other way. Going high to pick up this board is Vincent. They want to run. Lafayette Christian knows this. Hustles back. Penetration from 7 and a blocking foul call. Didn't have position established, so 2 free throws are coming.
Yeah,
the foul works against number 22, Javion Howard, his first team foul.
You got to give him room to come down. You can't undercut, so to speak. You got to give him the shooter room to come down. Landry Walker, when they made that first shot, they worked the ball around and got a better shot. The next 2 times down, they took the first thing that showed up and it banged off the rim. You should be a little more patient.
Jamon Vincent for 2 and in and out. We'll look for the tie here early on. Boys State Bracket Championship game. Again, our thanks to the Allstate Sugar Bowl for supporting this event and supporting CrescentCitySports.com. Second one short, so couldn't buy either one. And Howard with his 3rd rebound of the game already. Some pressure now from Landry Walker, Bill.
Yep, they're going to extend the game a little bit.
No problem for Lafayette Christian. And again, that free throw line jumper. This one rolls around and drops. And Howard has 4 points, same spot on the floor.
Same spot. He got a little friendly bounce off the rim there. Nice little soft touch.
And a 3-point lead for the Knights. Good ball movement here. Crawford doesn't like to shoot the jumper. He wants to operate close to the basket. Skip pass there, and that'll work against the zone normally. And there's the open look. And a rebound is cleared by Francis.
Yeah, everything but results there. He did work her ball around, got a couple skip passes, just couldn't get the bucket.
Good penetration for the open look. Long arms and real scramble for this one, and finally coming out of there with it is Cargo. Cargo had a man, didn't see him. He'll pop the 3. He's got it. Torrey Cargo has 2 triples for all 6 Landry Walker points, and we're tied at 6.
Way behind the NBA line on that shot.
Again, the full court pressure. 1-2-2 zone trap. Break it. Shoot it from 12. That's an air ball. And now Landry Walker wants to run. Lafayette Christian hustling back as you must. Cargo walked a little bit in a hurry there once he caught that pass. The first turnover for Landry Walker, and substitutions for the Charger Bucks. Shannon Green, who had a big game in the semifinals, was their leading scorer, along with Ramon McGrew for the first time for the Charging Bucks.
Cargo's in there for his shooting. He hit a couple. He's on the bench right now, but quarterfinal game he shot a whole lot better than he did in that semifinal game.
Tied at 6 at the 3:35 mark. Good dribble penetration and unable to finish, but boy, strong rebound, swatted away. Let's go the other way now. To the floor, but kept it alive, reverse good. Jason Joseph with his first 2, and Landry Walker back on top. They'll get out in transition anytime they can.
Yeah, it's exciting basketball. People like to see that. Kids like to play that kind of ball.
Cut off the dribble. Dupree maintains it, though. Again, you got to differentiate because this is Pierre Dupree. His brother Victor, of course, on the left wing as we speak. Landry Walker sticks man-to-man. Now this is Victor. Quickly to Francis. Reverse it. Defense still tight. Look for that high pick, unable to get free, and now a whistle, and that's a turnover on Lafayette Christian.
You're seeing things a little sloppy to start off with. 3 games in 3 days you got to pay the toll sometimes.
Just really good defense on that possession by Landry
Yes, it
Walker.
was. They kept them on the perimeter, guarded the perimeter real well.
8-6 lead for the Charging Bucks. Joseph patient. High pick. There's an open look for Green. Back rim. Rebound knocked out of bounds, and Lafayette Christian will control. But that's a good look. Wide open, stepping into the shot from about 17.
You can't complain about that kind of a shot. It's all part of your offense. It runs through your offense.
Michael Edgerson checking in for the first time for the Charging Bucks. Again, the 1-2-2 zone trap. And again, Lafayette Christian beats it with dribble penetration. Wisely pulling it back out. Here's Dupree. About 35, 40 feet away. Guarded as they extend that defense by Griffin. Good pin down low, but they'll call traveling.
Was a nice move to pin his defender on his back. He just shuffled his feet.
Yeah, Howard to a couple of baskets at the free throw line, extended, and now he's working inside, but that time shuffled his feet before the basket. Here's a 3 ball, and that's in. Edgerson off the bench with the triple, the assist to Griffin, and Landry Walker has its biggest lead of 5. And the pressure extended now once again. And Lafayette Christian that time had to navigate it a little bit more difficultly, but did. Because we're at 1:30 to play in the first quarter.
Landry Walker's gone to their bench quite a lot so far in the first quarter. They're trying to keep their guys fresh.
Not so much for Lafayette Christian.
Right, Lafayette Christian is, sticking with the same bunch.
On a handoff, Victor Dupree to the hole. Beautiful shot by Dupree. Great body control up and under to make it 11-8. His first 2 of the game.
Well, we talk about the athleticism that these two teams have, and LCA has come up with a couple of athletic plays so far.
Turnover by the Charging Bucks, their second of the game. And now Lafayette Christian with 1:01 to play in the first with a chance to tie with a triple. And Landry Walker continues the full court pressure. Again, that's what you can do when you use that much bench. Nice dribble drive. Can't convert, though. And the rebound controlled by McGrew. Tipped away, turnover. Behind the back. Skip pass. And they'll slow it up with 38 seconds to play in the quarter. Back out top, reset with TJ Jones. Let's see if they look back door or look for the first open look or hold it. High post area to Crawford. Jump from 15 is in.
Nice, pretty shot.
Pierre Dupree with his first 2 makes it 11-10 at the 17-second mark here in the first quarter. So Landry Walker will get the last shot here, or so it would appear. To the hole, nice up and under, can't convert. Rebound controlled by Lafayette Christian's Victor Dupree, and the quarter will expire. So 1 quarter by the books, and it's an 11-10 lead for Landry Walker. Pretty good quarter.
Yeah, it's pretty much what you expected. 2 evenly matched teams. Walker did get out to that 11-5, 11-6 lead, the biggest lead, but Lafayette Christian comes back, makes it a 1-point game. 2 different contrasts here. Landry Walker playing that man-to-man, and now they've extended it. They've gone into their bench quite a bit in the first quarter. LCA sticking in that zone and sticking with their 5 guys.
So 11-10, our score after 1 quarter of play. Ken Trahan, Bill Gallagher with you. Sugar Bowl Prep Classic here at the Alario Center. We'll get our first substitution for Lafayette Christian when the second quarter begins. Looks like Princeton Malbrew is about to check in. So 6 points for Torrey Cargo to lead the way for Landry Walker in the first quarter. Michael Edgerson with 3 and 2 for Jason Joseph. And for Lafayette Christian, Javion Howard with 4, BJ Francis, Pierre Dupree, and Victor Dupree, each with 2 points. Crescent City Sports Prep Basketball is brought to you by Riverlands Insurance in Luling. Meeting all of your insurance needs, call Riverlands at 1-800-336-4579 or go to Rivins.com. That's RIVINS.com. Thanks to Riverlands Insurance for their support. We are greatly appreciative. Lafayette Christian ball, trying to take the lead, down 11-10 as we start the second quarter. Landry Walker going man-to-man in their half-court defense here, as they have throughout after the zone trap. Pinned down low, shot good. So posting up nicely was Pierre Dupree, and the nice assist delivered by B.J. Francis in the lead for the Knights at 12-11.
Yeah, very simple play. They come out in the double post, high post, and the low post just pins his guy down low, and you throw it down from the high post to the low post.
LCA staying zone, 3-ball out, right corner is in. Beautifully done. And that's Daiwan Griffin who puts it down. Griffin with the assist from McGrew. And Lafayette Christian now trailing Landry Walker. The Charging Bucks up by 2. And there's a steal. The pressure works this time. Now the ball knocked away and stolen right back. So tit for tat. Looked like they had numbers there, Bill.
Yes, they did.
Speaking of numbers, Lafayette Christian had them here, but they can't maintain control. A great hustle play made by Shaden Green. And now another turnover going the other way.
Trading turnovers.
Each team trading a pair of turnovers early in the second quarter.
Yeah, you're not too happy about that. I mean, you appreciate the aggressiveness, but come on, fellas, hang on to the ball here. Let's help ourselves out.
6:50 to play here in the second quarter. 14-12 our score in favor of Landry Walker. Again, the Charging Bucks man-to-man. Lafayette Christian tries to spread the floor and look for gaps. T.J. Jones just holding on now, reversing the dribble. Step through, beautiful pass inside, but unable to convert. Fight for the rebound, jump ball. That'll be Landry Walker basketball on the alternating possession.
Nice try underneath there. Good athletic move, just didn't quite go into the basket. And actually that turns into another turnover off the jump ball.
That's when length bothers you a little bit. When you get to the hole and you find those long arms. Good ball movement here by the Charging Bucks, and what you must have against that 2-3 zone. Nice pick out top will free up Shaden Green, who puts it home. He's got his first 2, leading scorer in their semifinal game, and it's 16-12. Charging Bucks now by 4.
Nice penetration by Green into the gap of that zone. That's how you beat it.
Pierre Dupree off the dribble, works against Daiwan Griffin. Landry Walker known for its aggressive, extended man-to-man defense. Fall away from 12, not going to happen, but an offensive board and a foul call. So a good job to go to the glass by Malbrew.
LCA's gotten a couple of 2 or 3 offensive rebounds so far tonight, and Landry Walker did get out-rebounded by Crescent City last night. They have, for the length that they have, they need to do a better job on the boards.
Ramon McGrew missing the first free throw. He has another. Here's an interesting note. That was the first foul on Landry Walker, and Lafayette Christian has just 1 foul. So they're letting them play. I like it.
I like that.
Second one is up. That's back rim. And the rebound controlled by McGrew.
As a coach, the only time you don't like that is when it gets to the end of the game and you've got 2 team fouls and you need to foul to get the ball back.
So 2 misses by Malbrew, still 16-12. Off the bounce, open look, corner. Edgerson has got it off the assist from Doucette. So Edgerson with 6 in the game. And again, that was Doucette on the assist who's checked in, Solomon Doucette. And it's 19-12, Charging Bucks as we approach 5 minutes to play. And now stepping out of bounds off of pressure was Jones, and a turnover for Lafayette Christian. And here come the subs again for Landry Walker. Cargo back on the floor along with Vincent. It's pretty obvious that the Charging Bucks will go deeper into their bench.
Well, Landry Walker's playing together real well right now. No matter who they put into the game, they're dishing off for assists. They're penetrating him, hitting, and then dishing it back out to the outside guy. And the big thing is they're hitting their threes right now.
Off the pump fake, dribble penetration here, up and under, too strong. And a great job to get the board by Green to keep it alive. That's a hustle play.
Hustle play, nice passing around the perimeter.
Beautiful short corner move by Griffin. That's the depth. He's got 5 off the bench, and now it's a 9-point lead and a turnover and a foul. So Landry Walker Charging Bucks charge into the lead and start to take some semblance of control here. The foul is on T.J. Jones. It's his first and team foul number 2. 7th turnover by Lafayette Christian.
Landry Walker playing with a whole much more amount of energy right now than LCA. They're just jumping into the gaps.
First free throw good. Griffin,
Using
6 off the bench.
Using their length to their advantage right now. Offensively, they're really playing well offensively, really moving that ball.
Second by Griffin, back rim. So he splits a pair, and it's a 22-12 game. 10-point lead, the biggest of the game for the Charging Bucks. All the way to the hole, Dupree swatted away though, and here they come the other way. And a whistle and kick ball. Landry Walker got the block from Vincent on one end and raced to the other end, and here Jason Joseph checks back in. They continue to shuffle their players. And here's Dawan Griffin, who's really been good off the bench with 6 points, to take a seat with some instructions from Wilfred Antoine. Doucette, Cargo, nice dribble penetration and a soft shot. Beautifully done. Torrey Cargo with 8 points, and it's 24-12, and this is a 13-0 run for Landry Walker, the kind of run that wins you games.
Boy, that's what your defense can do for you.
At the 3:30 mark, and another turnover coming, it appears. As again, that pressure is starting to take effect.
See, and that's the thing. When you put that kind of pressure, you don't necessarily have to steal the ball. Just force a bad pass.
Well, Javion Howard back in. He was their most solid player in the first quarter for the Knights, and he's back in now.
Back to their starting 5.
Good ball movement and sharp ball movement here. Cargo off the bounce. He's feeling it.
Cargo feels it right now. He feels it. He was looking for that shot when he was catching the pass. He knew he was going to go up with it.
He's 10 points for Cargo at the 3-minute mark, 26-12, Landry Walker.
He's the hot hand.
Good dribble penetration. Sets up Dupree beautifully. Victor Dupree with his first triple. He's got 5 points. TJ Jones the assist. Stops the run right there at 15-0.
That was a big, big basket for them.
And they get the rebound. Dupree with his 4th board for LCA.
But you know, basketball is a game of runs, so I'm sure LCA's got a run in them. This is far, far from over.
2:30 to play in the half now. Victor Dupree to his brother now. Patient here. LCA backing it up off the bounce is Jones.
Yeah, I think they're trying to catch their breath a little bit, to tell you the truth.
Nice pass, and there's a layup from Francis. So nice job to make it a 26-17 game. Back within single digits here.
LCA caught Landry Walker sleeping on defense on that, left the low post open.
Dribble drive, and that will be a foul, I think, on the floor before the shot off of the drive. That's going to work against Pierre Dupree, and that will be his first, team's 3rd. Substitution for Landry Walker. Ronald Ray is coming on, replacing Shadon Green. 9-point lead, Charging Bucks in front court with 1:46 to play in the half. 3-ball Cargo, that's short. Well, there's the length on the rebound. Stick back no good again, and cleared here by Francis. So 2 chances there on their offensive rebounds, but they were unable to convert, Landry Walker. And now a chance for Lafayette Christian to draw closer. High pick for Jones. In the painted area, unable to convert though. And here's Joseph on the board. LCA back defensively. They are doing a good job of stopping Landry Walker's fast break opportunities.
Yeah, they've gotten back in transition much better the last couple of minutes.
1 minute to play in the half. 9-point lead for Landry Walker.
Walker's done better this half, the entire half, when they've taken their time and played together. That's what they're doing with this possession.
Yeah, no need to be in a hurry here. You've got the 9-point lead.
You'll take a 9 or 11-point lead in the halftime.
Or 12.
Or 12.
But now they got the ball in a block. Got to go up there and unable to hit. Tip no good. Put back. No
Missed
good
it again.
And finally rebounded by Dupree. A couple of missed opportunities there by Ray. Dribble drive. Scoop shot is no good. And tipped out of bounds to Lafayette Christian with 14.2 seconds left.
A little too fancy on that shot. Jones had it. Had an open layup. I think he tried to draw a little contact, make a three-point play out of it, and missed it.
Wide open
Nice
on the
play
inbounds
there.
pass. And the score by Dupree gets Lafayette Christian within 7. 8 seconds left. Landry Walker for the last shot. Cargo will take it from 32 feet. Not going to hit it, and that will be the half on the steal. Basket won't count. But we get to halftime at a 26-19 lead for Landry Walker. They were certainly the better team in the half, but Lafayette Christian closing the half on a 7-0 run, Bill, to give themselves a reasonable shot here.
Yeah, they got a little momentum going into the end there. They got the last points of the quarter. Like you said, the last set themselves back in here. It's a game of runs. It's a game of runs. Landry Walker had that 15-0 run early on, but now you've got LCA. Hey, they're a seasoned team. This is a playoff team. They're not going to just sit down and keep taking these punches to their face. You knew they were going to come back.
Indeed, they did. So it's halftime, and it's 26-19. National Prep Classic, and it is Landry Walker 26-19 over Lafayette Christian. Let's look at some of the first half numbers. First of all, scoring for Landry Walker, Torrey Cargo leading the way with 10 points, Daiwan Griffin with 6, Michael Ederson 6 off the bench, 2 for Shaden Green, 2 for Jason Joseph. For Lafayette Christian, Victor Dupree leading the way, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 4 points each for BJ Francis and Pierre Dupree, and 4 points for Javion Howard. Rebounds 13-12 Lafayette Christian, a slight edge in that department. Turnovers, that's a big difference. Lafayette Christian has 9 and Landry Walker with 5. Bill, most notable to me would be the depth. That's been the difference in this game. If you look at what's happened thus far, no points off the bench for Lafayette Christian. And you look at Landry Walker, you got Griffin off the bench with 6 points for them. And then you got Ederson off the bench with 6 points as well. So, I mean, that's 12 points off the bench out of your 26. And that's really, to me, the difference in this game, the depth of Landry Walker.
Yeah, Landry Walker, the first part of the first quarter started their substitutions, and they just kept a steady run of subs running in and out and never missed a beat with whoever they had on the floor. Lafayette Christian, if I'm not mistaken, made 1 substitution. They played 6 men, that's it. And I think it's telling right now.
That's one of the reasons Landry Walker went to full court pressure to try to press the pace and make Lafayette Christian work harder.
Good coaching move on their part there to extend the game, make Lafayette Christian work harder. It's obvious now that Lafayette Christian cannot or does not want to go to their bench, and so let's make those 5 guys work for everything. I think the other thing for Landry Walker, well, for Lafayette Christian too, is Lafayette Christian, I kind of got a feeling maybe they didn't account for Cargo starting off the way he did. That maybe he would have been the 5th guy to score points. But Cargo's come up with 10 big points just in the first half.
Certainly has. Crescent City Sports Prep Basketball is brought to you by Gibbs Construction, a leader in the construction industry in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast for more than 35 years. Transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction. Thanks to Gibbs for their support and helping make this happen, and their support year-round at CrescentCitySports.com. Third quarter is set to begin here. It's 26-19 in favor of Landry Walker. It will be Lafayette Christian ball. Remember, the Knights finished the first half on a 7-0 run.
A little trickery by LCA.
And they did, and they get a missed shot, though, and they tried to catch him sleeping going the other way, but the rebound of Vincent is 4th of the game.
Yeah, it didn't work out in their favor. A lot of times officials won't let you do that.
No, it really looked as though Landry Walker was confused on which way they were going. Lafayette Christian stays in that 2-3 zone. They've been in it from the start.
Well, if you're only going to play 5 guys, you got to do that. Now, at some point, they're going to have to change.
Cargo has a wide open look. He bounced it once and shot it, and I'm not sure that's a good idea.
He thought too long. Shoot it.
On the run and transition, but the putback good. So they get out running, and Victor Dupree has 9.6 boards, and suddenly it's a 5-point game. Crawford, long but double teamed, and finds the open look. It doesn't go. Crawford undercut, no call, and Lafayette Christian ball. That's just a good box out by Howard.
Interesting no call. You could have gone either way with that. Since you didn't know which way to go, you didn't call it at all. Right.
Knights within 5 with the ball, and this run is now a 9-0 run for Lafayette Christian. Against pressure, Jones breaks it. Finds Dupree. Bam. Dupree finding the open shooter in Francis, who's got 6, and suddenly it is a 3-point game.
1 possession.
Baseline not available, and a turnover. All the way, Dupree can't convert. Cargo the board. Nice pass, good fake, beautifully done. Jamon Vincent's first 2 of the game. Cargo the assist, that stops the run, which was an 11-0 run.
Big bucket for Landry Walker. It was a long time since they had scored.
At the 6-minute mark, a 5-point lead for Landry Walker here in the third quarter. Nice up and under pass, and the conversion strongly by Howard. 3-point game again. Howard with 6. Championship of the boys state bracket at stake here. Working the right side of the floor. Let's see if they reverse it. They do. Wide open look. That's way short. Victor Dupree has 7 rebounds now for Lafayette Christian. He's coming up big.
Yes. They're doing a good job on the boards. There's patience on offense. There's patience on defense too, and Lafayette Christian is being patient on defense.
Pinned down again, double teamed before the shot though. I believe before the shot. Or no, looks like he's gone to the line. It is a 2-shot foul. So that's going to be on Joseph. His first. First one rolls in. So Pierre Dupree now with 5. To make it 28-26.
And here's one of my pet peeves, when a team doesn't put anyone on the line for rebounding on free throws.
Hey, you just can't run when the ball is skipped. He don't have the ball, he can't score. Run to the ball, we'll get there.
Second one airborne, and in the sack, it's a 1-point game. Pierre Dupree with 6, and it's 28-27 with 4:57 to play in the third. Quite a comeback by the Knights.
Yeah, you can hear Coach Rogers on our telecast, I believe, yelling instructions.
Crawford with the left hand strong. First time He's been able to post up and get a look. His first 2 of the game.
Back to this full court press. Easily broken.
Good extra pass for the open look. Dupree, yes sir. And this game is tied. Beautifully done. The extra pass by Howard. Let's start over at 30.
So this is LCA's plan. Let me stick in this zone, save my kids' legs, and we'll just stay close enough, and then we'll get back into it.
They're tied now. And really have the upper hand of late. Long shot missed, and there's a rebound. Francis is third. Chance for the Knights to take the lead. Haven't led since the beginning of the second quarter in this one. Midway through the third now.
LCA's feeling better about themselves. You can see it on the way they're playing on the floor. A little more hop to their step.
Well, again, remember, it was the Landry Walker bench that made the difference in the first half. And
correct.
See if they haven't gone there yet.
Here
now they're going to momentarily. This one knocked away. Fight for the ball, taken away. The numbers are there, but a great job of stripping it by Victor Dupree. A 3-on-1. He saved that.
He sure did. He was the one man against 3, and he defended it perfectly.
Daewon Griffin and Raymond McGrew are on for Landry Walker.
Hands up, BJ, 0.
Charging Bucks possession in front court. Open shooter straight away. Just won't go. Howard is 6th board. He's been good. And the Knights again with a chance to grab the lead. T.J. Jones running the show. Left-handed, unable to convert. What an offensive board. And LCA has its first lead since early in the second quarter at 32-30.
A lot of determination right there by Francis to get that rebound and that putback. And Landry Walker's seen enough. They got to call a timeout, regroup.
Well, they're taking it to him right now, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. LCA has just, they've just kind of like bided their time and just kind of crept along, and now they're making that attack.
What are you seeing that's been the reason for the turnaround?
They're more patient right now. Like I said before, offensively and defensively. They're not going for the steals, but they're defending much better on the perimeter. And therefore that means that with that better defense on the perimeter, Landry Walker's having a harder time making those shots. They're not shooting nearly as well as they did in the first half.
And again, it was their bench that made a difference in the first half, and we'll see if they're able to get some productivity here in the second half. from that bunch as Lafayette Christian is really taking over. Remember, they closed the half on a 7-0 run, and then they extended that to an 11-0 run here in the third. And now they're on a 5-0 run. So they've really had the upper hand for quite some time now and have the lead. Let's see if Landry Walker can answer it. The Wilfred Antoine took the timeout. Griffin finding Green, but Green not looking to shoot. Back to Green. Dribble drive, gets a nice open shot, but missed it. Rebound out of bounds will be Lafayette Christian ball. Landry Walker protesting that. It was a contested rebound.
Yeah, hard to tell from here. A lot of hands out on that ball.
Really was difficult to decipher.
And again, credit that to LCA's defense.
Against the pressure. They break it easily. Good ball movement. Good spacing. That's the key, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
As you don't want to draw more than one defender to the same area, which happens if you're in close proximity.
You see that in every level of basketball.
No doubt. Nice pass by Jones.
Get out of the
lane. Kick it out, though, and there's Dupree. Good look.
It was good offense.
McGrew's third rebound. Again, LCA back defensively. Offensive foul. Player control foul. Taking the hit was Howard from Edgerson. So Edgerson will get his first, team's third. The second team foul against Landry Walker. Here in the second half. On the run, Jones. Beautiful pass to Howard. Oh, my.
Howard's deadly inside the paint. Great pass by Jones.
7-point run now and a 4-point lead for LCA. Jumps it up, can't hit it. Landry Walker's gone ice cold. Here comes Jones. All the way, they score again.
Beautiful transition there.
Jones to Pierre Dupree, who's got 8. And Lafayette Christian up 6 at the 1:15 mark of the third.
I don't know if TJ Jones has scored yet, but he's the difference in this game right now.
Jump stop, Shadon Green stops the run, and it's 36-32. Well, TJ Jones has not scored a point, but he's done a great job of handling the ball and running this offense.
Running it, dishing it to whoever's open, hitting the open man.
Under a minute to play in the third. Beautiful pass again, but he can't convert. Oh, you can't do it any better than that. In transition, nice behind the back pass. And the basket by McGrew. Great pass by Griffin. Landry Walker, really good in transition. That's one of the few times they got out and ran.
About the only time this half that they've been able to do that.
2-point lead for the Knights with 30 seconds left in the third quarter. And a high pass, just a careless turnover here. Their second of the quarter, that hurts. And now Landry Walker can tie or take the lead. With 20 seconds to play, they'll play for one shot here. Griffin will just hold on to it out top, and LCA will stay back in that 2-3 zone.
You know, in the long run, I think this is the LCA's advantage because they look a little tired out there.
Good hook pass, extra pass, another pass, dribble penetration, and
another
offensive
charge.
foul. Well, you got to give that up, don't you?
Boy.
With 4.3 seconds left, Green commits the offensive foul. And now Lafayette Christian could get a final shot with 4.3 seconds left.
Got time. He's got time.
Jones
got time.
on the run and it knocked
lost
away. And the end of the quarter. So at the end of 3, quite a game we've got. It's Lafayette Christian on top by the score of 36-34 on Landry Walker, Bill.
Yeah, I think LCA did a good job of just being patient on both ends of the floor and getting themselves back in the game. As I said before, they did a better job of defending the perimeter, which made it more difficult for Landry Walker to shoot. They went ice cold. Really, the only time Landry Walker was able to score consistently was a couple times and they got out in transition and were able to score.
Crescent City Sports Prep Basketball is brought to you by Gills Bar. For more than half a century, offering services, solutions, and support for businesses and associations looking for happier constituents and healthier bottom lines. And headquartered on the North Shore. To learn more on how Gills Bar can help your business, visit gillsbar.com. Our thanks to Gills Bar for their support. All right, fourth quarter to come, and This has really kind of looked like 2 games, hasn't it?
Yeah, sure. It sure has. Almost to the end of the first half, it was all Landry Walker, and then since the latter part of that second quarter and into the third quarter, it's been all Lafayette Christian. The fourth quarter is going to make a difference here. Who's got the legs left and who can finish it?
Well, again, a couple of big runs. Landry Walker had that big run in the second quarter, a 15-0 run, and then Lafayette Christian with a 9-0 run in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's going to be which team can be the most disciplined and do what they need to do to get to the win. Landry Walker got away from it a little bit when they started, when they were being defended a little bit harder. They started throwing up some shots. LCA got themselves back in this game because they did what they started. They've been doing what they were doing from the start of the game, playing that zone defense. They extended it on the perimeter to make it more difficult for Landry Walker. So who can keep it up?
Fourth quarter begins. Landry Walker down 2 in possession with Green. There's 4 points in the game, working the dribble. Yeah, that tight 2-3 zone. They've been that forever. Griffin, beautiful penetration, but left his feet. Offensive foul, player control.
That's 2 charges in the last 30 seconds that Howard has drawn for LCA.
Well, he's been solid. Howard has 8.6 rebounds, 2 assists, and he's taking charges, playing hard. Good player, good game. Here's Jones, up 2, crossing the timeline. Championship on the line here in the state bracket. Before the shot, a little hold on the floor will be called here.
Another good move from the low post.
Jason Joseph gets the foul, his second. Fifth team foul on Landry Walker. So they've got 1 more to give. Knocked out of bounds here. LCA maintains possession. Having trouble getting it in. And a timeout call by Lafayette Christian. Smart move on the part of Harold Rogers as they were nearing the 5 call there.
They weren't getting the ball inbounds.
So with 7:30 to play, the timeout granted, 36-34. Lafayette Christian on top. Again, we have 2 more championship games to follow. The girls' platinum bracket championship follows this one. Germantown, Pennsylvania against North Caddo. And then the boys' platinum bracket championship, the Bishop Laughlin Lions of Brooklyn, New York, undefeated on the year, will take on a very good Dunham Tigers team of Jonathan Pixley in the finale. You can watch them all here at CrescentCitySports.com. Tell your friends and enjoy what we're bringing you. And then, of course, you can watch the replays anytime you'd like here at CrescentCitySports.com as well.
Boy, if those next 2 games are anything like this one, people are in for a treat.
Seen a lot of good games in this tournament. You don't know what you're going to get when you see teams playing their 3rd game in 3 days or their 4th game in 4 days, as will be the case later.
Well, everybody's in the same situation.
Correct.
They've all played those games. So I think it evens out eventually.
Oh, remember, we saw Javante Smart go for, 40 here a couple of years ago in the championship game?
That's correct. Yeah.
He's doing okay at LSU, by the way.
Yeah, not bad.
Nice inbounds
nice
pass.
Howard.
And Howard and an and 1 situation. He's in double figures with 10 points. He's fouled by Solomon Doucette. 6th team foul. The lead increases to 4 with a chance to go to 5.
I want that ball in the hands of T.J. Jones. He knows where it needs to go, and he gets it there.
Howard with 10 in the game, looking for his 11th, and got it. 3-point play and a 5-point lead, LCA.
Very workmanlike points for Howard, too. Nothing spectacular, just working hard.
With 7:20 to play, knocked away. Out of bounds. Pierre Dupree got his hand on it.
Another good defend on the perimeter.
Henderson back in for Landry Walker. He was good in the first half with a couple of threes. That's your zone buster, and there's a look for him. But cut off in the corner. So back to Green. He'll run baseline to go to the other side now. And there he is for the 3 ball, and it's too strong. Long rebound, though, controlled by McGrew. And I believe a foul on the baseline, correct. That's on Dupree. That's Victor Dupree. It's the first team foul, remember that, on LCA in the second half. They've only had 4 fouls called on them in the entire game, which might be a result of playing 2-3 zone.
Part of that is the 2-3 zone, yes.
Long 3 here, too strong. Nice offensive board and the stick back Green. Shaden Green has 6 off the bench, and it's 39-36 as we approach 6 minutes and 40 seconds to play. Landry Walker playing half-court defense now. They backed out of their pressure. Next foul puts LCA at the line the rest of the game. Pierre Dupree. They switch on defense and extend on him. And they say over-aggressive, I guess, on Griffin. And that's going to be a 1-and-1. So you extend that defense and you put a shooter at the line in the 1-and-1. This guy's a good shooter.
Yeah, I mean, it's good hard-nosed defense there, but he was preventing Dupree from doing what he wanted to do, you know, with contact, and that's the definition of a foul.
So at the line in the 1-and-1 is Pierre Dupree. He's got 8 points in the game, 2 for 2 from the line. They're all important, and he didn't get it. So it paid off for Landry Walker, and Vincent gets his 5th board. And now the Charger Bucks down 3 with the ball. Ederson running baseline to baseline. Straight away, 3, no good off, and a rebound controlled by Dupree, his 8th. As we hit the 6-minute mark and a 3-point lead for LCA. Jones directing traffic on the handoff. Switch defensively and a steal. Gives it up twice, reverse it, score it. So McGrew got the steal, McGrew got the basket from Griffin, and it's a 1-point game. Again, when Landry Walker can get on transition, they're really good.
Right. I mean, that was a ill-advised pass from the corner to the top of the key. That's really a poor pass as a coach. So you just cringe when you see that, and Landry Walker took advantage of it.
Very appetizing for a defender. There's another bad pass to the post. Stolen away, and here they come the other way. And they give it right back. Boy, that was a big miss. Behind the back and one. Wow. Jones to Howard and a chance for the 3-point play.
I'm going to say it again. I know he hasn't scored any points, but T.J. Jones has got to be on this all-tournament team.
He's been brilliant here, hasn't he?
I haven't seen him the other nights, but if he's played anything close to that the other nights, that's a fine basketball player, that young man.
Here is Howard, leading scorer with 13, looking for number 14 and looking to make it a 2-possession game, and he does. With 5:03 to play, a 4-point lead, Lafayette Christian. They have never varied in that 2-3 zone.
Nope.
Step threw it away. Just a bad decision there.
The best decision right there was Dupree. Instead of going with the fast break, he held it up and threw it back to Jones.
No doubt.
Eats a little bit more time off the clock and puts the ball in the hands of the guy you want it in.
Jones behind the back again. What a marvelous pass, but it's blocked. Fight for the rebound, controlled, and they're on the run. Cargo fakes, Cargo shoots, Cargo misses. Offensive rebound, no. Howard knocked to the floor, no call. Everybody scrambles. And finally a whistle after all of that. And a foul called, and that's going to go on Howard. And it will be his second. Only the second team foul on LCA. Talk about missed opportunity.
Absolutely. That could be the series there that Landry Walker looks back and says, oh my gosh, what did we do?
And we'll get a timeout with 4:16 to play. 42-38, the lead for Lafayette Christian. Crescent City Sports Prep Basketball is presented by Ye Olde College Inn and Rockin' Bowl. Rockin' Bowl, now with 2 locations on South Carrollton Avenue in New Orleans and Jefferson Street in downtown Lafayette. See a full schedule of entertainment at rockinbowl.com. And our thanks to the Blanchard family for their continued support. 2 great institutions, Rockin' Bowl and Ye Olde College Inn. And I know they're happy to sponsor a game like this.
Well,
really good one.
No matter who wins, they win because you got
Lafayette and
New Orleans. They got a rock and roll in both, so they're happy.
And they're doing well in Lafayette, by the way.
That's great to hear. Blanchards are a good family, good supporters.
No surprise, it's a great product. So out of the timeout, Landry Walker will have the ball. Final horn to get people back to play.
I like the foul by Howard down there. You know, you had a little bit of a disadvantage the way the ball was bouncing around. You commit the foul, you're not in any foul trouble, team-wise or individual-wise, and you get a chance to set your defense up on the out-of-bounds play.
Landry Walker inbounds over the top to Vincent. And right away, LCA falls back into that 2-3 zone with 4:10 left and a 4-point lead for the Knights. Griffin down low, and that's an offensive foul. Leaning in, McGrew, and he commits his second. And the fourth turnover of the quarter by Landry Walker hurts the Charging Bucks.
Yeah, that was going to be a basket for him, but now they're back in their press, their full-court press, and see what Jones can do against that.
Howard finds Jones, and he walked. So Jones traveled the extra step. He's not used to catching it in the painted area, right?
And I don't think so. In fact, I think he was looking to pass it when he did catch it anyway.
Wet spot on the floor. They'll get that taken care of. Good job by this officiating crew. They've called a good game, and they've let the players play.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. They haven't
highly complimentary.
I can't really think of a call they've made that's been highly controversial.
No.
Of course, there's questions on either side, but you know you can live with all these calls. Like you said, they're letting the kids play.
3:51 left. Here come the Charging Bucks. Down 4. Stuck on 38 for a minute or so now. Cargo for 3. Cargo's good. It's a 1-point game. Green the assist. Cargo with 13. His first points of the second half. It's a 1-point game.
Yeah, it's been a long time since he'd scored.
Again, you're going to give that up when you play that 2-3 zone, and you have to be willing to stick with it. That is what Harold Rogers has done. And now let's see if his offense can answer with a 1-point lead.
I think that was the first three-pointer of this half.
It was.
For Landry Walker.
Pierre Dupree off the dribble. Cut off. Back to T.J. Jones. They've got a couple of guys, really 3, that can handle that ball out top.
Yes, they
do. With both Dupree brothers and Jones.
Jones is the one that wants it. You can see it.
And get it out of his hands, and it's fumbled away through the hands of Howard. And a turnover for Lafayette Christian gives it back to Landry Walker with a chance to tie or take the lead. 16th turnover for Lafayette Christian.
An unforced error right there.
Cargo for the lead. Oh, it was right on line. Can't get the board. Jones does, and he just reached out and grabbed him, but he's out of bounds. Out of bounds. A turnover gives it right back. Cargo was giving the foul. I'm not sure why he would grab him in that situation, but Jones stepped out of bounds in that situation. And now ball goes into the backcourt, but it's Landry Walker ball. And they still have a chance to take the lead here as we hit 2:35 to play. 1-point lead and a timeout, Landry Walker. That was an interesting thing. I don't know if Cargo did that out of frustration or what he thought.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing.
You don't want to just grab him and put him at the free throw line.
I mean, not just put him at the free throw line. To me, that's an intentional foul.
Sure looked like it.
From behind.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly what Cargo was thinking there. Thank goodness Howard stepped out of bounds before that happened.
So they say it all came out in the wash. Landry Walker will have the ball out of the timeout with 2:34 to play. Again, the foul situation, LCA will be at the line anytime Landry Walker commits a foul the rest of the way, whereas the Knights have only committed 2 fouls here in the second half. So it's really that type of game. They have a lot of fouls to give, Bill.
Yes, they do. And I mentioned that earlier on. And sometimes that comes back and bites you when you need to foul. You need to get the team to the foul line so you can get the ball back. You know, like you got to play that the foul line game. And if you don't have the team fouls, it takes a lot of time off the clock before you get there.
Landry Walker ball, another chance to grab the lead for the Charging Bucks. Haven't led since 30-27. Can they lead here? there? The answer is yes. On the entry pass, Vincent scores, Cargo the assist, and Landry Walker is back up 43-42. 2:15 to play. Dupree to Jones. TJ Jones crossing over, left hand scoop, what a shot. And you're saying he hasn't scored. He must have heard you. 1 point lead, Knights, 1:50 left. Errol Rogers, high pick.
He looked like he was flipping pancakes on that shot.
For three, no. Howard the board. And a timeout, Lafayette Christian. With 1:36 left, the wheels are spinning. And so are our heads. 44-43, the lead for Lafayette Christian.
Good timeout there by Lafayette Christian. They haven't subbed this half, I don't believe. These 5 guys have been iron horses. You need them for another minute and 36 seconds. Call a timeout, let them get their legs, get a break for them. I think they were looking for it too.
Well, they've used their timeouts judiciously and wisely.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. They still have, I think, 2 left. And now they've got the ball.
Strategy taking place again. The foul reset. Any foul by Landry Walker puts Lafayette Christian at the line, whereas the Knights have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 fouls to give.
Hasn't come into play yet, but as long as they keep the lead. LCA's in the double bonus?
No, 1-1. 1-1 situation there. The next team fouls a 7th on Landry Walker. So Ken Trahan, Bill Gallagher, glad you're with us here at CrescentCitySports.com.
Jones seemed to be cramping up a little bit. They were working on his leg. And
he's not on the floor.
He's not on the floor.
No, they have substituted.
It looked like he was asking Errol Rogers is in.
Yeah, Errol Rogers is taking over, number 4.
It looked like,
and they let Pierre Dupree handle the ball.
Looked like Jones was asking for a timeout from his coach.
Pierre Dupree with the dish fumbled out of bounds by Howard. Turnover by Lafayette Christian. Well, they do have the luxury of having Dupree, who can handle it extremely well,
yes,
as he just did.
He just did. Did very well. Good job with it, yeah.
Now Landry Walker with a chance to retake the lead with 1:20 left. Every possession matters. Griffin, Green, jump stop, short. And Lafayette Christian has it.
Stolen.
And taken away. And in and out, it won't go. What a tough break. And again, a scrum for the ball, and now a foul will be called against Landry Walker. That's going to mean free throws on the other end. That's going to be against 13, Jamon Vincent.
Here comes Jones back in the game.
So he got his break. He'll get back in. 7-team foul, 1-1. Free throws the rest of the way. How many times does the free throw line decide games?
That's why you practice them every day after practice, every day during practice, every day before practice.
At the line, good shooter, Pierre Dupree. 2 for 3 in the game. Got it. So Dupree able to convert.
And Jones is back in.
Now to make it a 3-point game. He does. Calmly knocked him down. 46-43. Lafayette Christian with 1 minute left. And a timeout, Landry Walker. With 59.4 seconds left. 46-43. Lafayette Christian. All right, so Cargo's been your best 3-point shooter when Edgenson's on the floor. He's been that guy. You don't have to shoot a 3 here, though.
You don't have to shoot the 3 here. No, you don't have to shoot the 3. And the way Landry Walker was playing that defense earlier on, I think I'd go for a quick 2 and get into that man-to-man full court zone, that zone defense, full court, and try to get something off the steal.
So we'll see what they decide to do here out of the timeout. Look, if they get the open 3 look, they're going to take it.
Sure they will, if it's part of their offense. It's exactly what you want from a championship game.
Dupree's their only player in double figures in semifinals and the finals.
So Pierre Dupree's the only player that's been in double figures in the semifinals and finals. He's got 10 points in this game, right?
Yeah, 10 points on semifinals.
Right, he had 10 in the semifinals. He's got 10 in this game. That's Pierre Dupree.
Chicago only had 3 in the semifinal. He's got 3.
So 59.4 to go. Landry Walker ball. Down 3. Cargo. Green. Cargo. Oh, he passed it up.
Going up.
Steps in from 15. Hit on the wrist, but couldn't get it to go. He'll shoot 2. The foul against T.J. Jones is his second.
You know, I don't know if that's the 2 that I want in that situation.
I think you got the look for 3. You want that, don't you? He did get fouled, but obviously you don't anticipate that occurring.
Right. You shoot the 3, or you take it to the goal.
Cargo with 13. Now the mid-range game is largely going away in basketball.
Exactly.
Buries the free throw. Good touch. He's got 14. Now basketball is becoming all threes and layups, right?
Oh, you watch the NBA game. How many times do they dribble underneath the goal, under the basket to the other side, and kick it out?
Cargo with 14 is cut it to 2, trying to cut it to 1, and does. Beautifully done. He's got 15. 46-45, a one-point game. Pressure and traveling call against Lafayette Christian. That's their 8th turnover of the quarter. Yeah, boy, those are adding up.
That was a good call.
19th of the game. And with 47.9 seconds left, a chance for Landry Walker to take the lead. Cargo. Green. Cargo. This is Griffin to Green. We got Cargo covered here.
He wants it.
35 seconds. He's going baseline to baseline. Can't find him stepping in off the drive. Contact and a block and a 2-shot foul coming. It will be Dawan Griffin to the line. Both players are down, slow to rise. Let's hope they're okay. Getting up is Howard. He did commit the foul, his 3rd, the team's 3rd. And not up yet is Dawan Griffin, who is going to be the shooter when he does rise. Patrick Maloney, my good friend, tending to him. You know him a little bit,
yes,
too.
I do. Sure
a
do.
little bit. So Griffin walking gingerly toward the bench.
The game, I believe.
If he does, then Landry Walker has to sub a shooter, and they have the right to put anyone they want in there. They're going to put Michael Edgerson in, who's got a couple of threes in this game, although he's coming off the bench cold.
Right.
This is an interesting dynamic.
But he has been in the game.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing. Griffin fouled, got hurt, has to leave, so you can substitute. It's Michael Edgerson with the game on the line here. Down by 1, 2 shots coming. For the tie. Bam.
Cool customer.
His 7th point. Now looking to put the charging Bucks on top is Michael Edgerson. Cannot. And now Lafayette Christian might get the last chance. Francis the rebound. Split a pair did Ederson. Tied at 46. 20 seconds left in regulation. T.J. Jones just holding on. Jones with 9 has to go to work with 8. Jones got by his man. Penetration. Kick it down low and a travel call with 4.3 seconds left. Enough time for Landry Walker to get a shot off with 4.3 seconds left. And a timeout call by Coach Antoine Wisely to try to get something set up.
If I'm LCA right now, this is when I come out of that zone defense. You got to extend it here. You can't let them get the ball down the floor. They've got too many good shooters.
It's an interesting thought, man. I don't disagree with you at all.
And you got the fouls to give.
Right. So it comes down to this. One possession for the game or overtime. What are you looking for here? Who do you look for?
Take your pick. I know Cargo.
The open shooter.
I know Cargo wants it. Okay, he's been looking for his shot all night long. All right, I think this is a shot in the dark here. I think I'd go back to Edgerton. I really do. I think he's the one least likely that LCA is looking at. So I think you go with him.
down to the last shot.
If he's still in the game right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, he had to come off that bench cold, hit the first, and could not hit the second to give them the lead in a potential game-winning situation. And they come back here with Cargo on the floor with Green.
They're picking up.
Yeah, you can foul.
They're picking
with
up
Joseph,
man to man.
Yep, with Vincent and with Griffin with 4.3 seconds left. They look to go long. They get in and bounce on the run. Here's Griffin on the run with 3, with 2. He got to the hole. He's blocked. 2 players hit the floor. And they're going to say out of bounds with 0.1 second left. Contact was extreme. No call.
Do you want that call made?
No, listen.
1/10 of a second.
If he got the ball before contact was made, I like the call. With 1/10 left, how do you get a shot? I don't think you can.
All you can do is tap. You can't catch and turn.
Not physically possible to get a shot off with 0.1 second, right? You got to tip it.
You got to tip. You got to tap.
Got to tip the ball is the only shot.
You cannot catch and come down or catch and turn.
No, I'm with you on that, and I really don't. I don't disagree. I mean, this was an interesting call. Bottom line is, if he got the ball before the player crashes into the other, I like the call.
Yes,
because you don't want to decide a game in that situation.
No. We've talked about that before. No, you do not. You don't swallow the whistle, but you want the kids to make the plays. You want the kids to play the game.
No doubt.
We don't have a replay on how much time.
So.
You got to have 0.3. We got a replay if they want to see time.
So we're looking at the replay right now. So let's see what we got here. Well, we can't give you the replay again. Out of bounds with 0.3, it looked like. And I think it was the right call. We just had a chance to say it again. I was at 0.3. But, So the ball was knocked out of bounds. I think that was a good call, Bill.
Yes. And, some people were asking to check the replay.
Yeah.
That's not part of the rules.
No,
you cannot do that.
No.
Even if it's available.
Right.
You cannot do that.
So here we go.
And we have it available.
Correct. Griffin to the rim.
That's it. He says no.
With 1/10 of the second. The ball went in on a beautiful play to Vincent. They're saying no. And because it's 1/10 of a second, I think that's the right call, too.
Yes.
If there were 3/10, I think it's a different situation.
Yeah, sure.
But again, we're going to overtime. As a result, tied at 46-46. And boy, oh boy.
A really nice play, nice effort.
It really was. It was a great effort.
There was nothing, absolutely nothing else you can do.
Yep.
It's that official's job out there to make judgment calls.
No doubt about it.
That's his job. I'm not saying he blew that call at all. I'm saying that's his judgment. That's his job. He did his job.
No question about it. So overtime, tied at 46, and you can't really argue with it. We have a chance to see it again, and I don't think you can get a shot off. With 1/10 left here, but we're checking anyway just for the sake of doing it. You can't catch the ball and shoot it with 1/10 left.
Got to throw it high. You know what?
Yeah. No, I don't think you can catch it and run it. Bottom line is the clock's got to start right away when it's touched. So, but did it, right?
Right. I don't know if it did.
Sure.
But then again, when they inbounded the ball on full court, I think the clock started late again, too. When I saw the replay.
May well have.
Hey.
Part of the game.
Part of the game.
Tied at 46, we head to overtime. 4-minute period. 2 more championships to come after this. I'm exhausted already, but I'm excited as can be. Crawford to jump center, though, and its tap is stolen to the hole and a layup. Boy, they read that perfectly, and B.J. Francis scores. And just like that, it's 48-46.
When the game started and we tipped the ball off, LCA just gave it away. They didn't even contest it.
Crawford with a stick back. We're tied at 48 as we continue on in this mode back and forth. Crawford has 4 points in the game. Boy, there's just little to separate these teams, Bill.
Absolutely.
expected a really good game. Sure
Nice
have it.
back cut.
Backdoor tipped away, but controlled. Wisely bringing it back out top, Pierre Dupree. P.J. Jones. Two teams that want this championship badly. 3:05 left. Landry Walker just backing off. Both sides willing to let time run a little bit here.
They're exhausted.
Sure. Third game in 3 days and now overtime.
And as a coach, you have to realize that with your kids too.
Sure.
Good step out on defense. Got to get out of the corner. Well, they're not trapping anyway.
Nope. Yeah, near the timeline, Jones just willing to dribble. They'll start the count when there's defensive pressure applied, but not yet. Oh, that's a vicious pick. That's an offensive foul on Howard, and boy, that's a bad turnover there. All that time, and you don't even get a shot. Took a minute and 41 seconds off the clock.
I know you got,
and that's the fourth foul on Howard.
Yeah, you got fouls to give, but that's not the one you want to give. Not when you have the ball.
21 turnovers now for Lafayette Christian. Crawford in the paint finds a wide open shooter. Yes. Shadon Green with the triple. He's got 9. Crawford the assist. They call it a 2. And it's 50-48, just a 2. For the tie, no. Skying high to get that board is Vincent. So it was just a 2 on the other end from Green. Foot on the line. And it's 50-48. Great pass down low.
Oh, wow.
Wow, just couldn't convert. Francis, the rebound, turnover.
Turn it over again.
Crawford has a man wide open, and he had it knocked away. Wow. You talk about give and take all the way to the hole. Foul, 2 shots coming on the foul by Griffin. You talk about missed opportunities for Landry Walker. They had a chance to easily go up 2 possessions there and didn't do it.
I'll tell you what, LCA just milked a good minute and a half off the clock before that offensive foul. Things were slowing down, catching their breath, and now all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. It's going up and down again.
Free throw good. Pierre Dupree. He's got 11. And now he has a chance to tie it one more time. And does. So Dupree with 12, and let's start over again, tied at 50 with a minute 30 to play.
And back in your zone defense.
Comfort zone. No pun intended. Griffin.
Guard the perimeter.
Green's been looking to drive a lot rather than shoot it. And he'll do it again. Pull up. Short. Oh, wow. Tremendous contact. That's on Howard, and he's gone, I believe. If it is on Howard, and it is. That's a big foul called on Javion Howard because he's fouled out of the game with 14 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. So Howard gone at the 108 mark. That's a big loss. And they'll come in with Princeton Malbrew.
Yeah, good solid player right there. You hate to lose him in a situation like this. Malbrew comes in for him. Malbrew did play some in the first half.
At the line, Jamon Vincent. He's 0 for 2 in the game. Trying to give his team the lead. He cannot. 0 for 3. Free throws, so important. One more chance to put the Charging Bucks on top. Got it. Vincent's 5th point, 51-50, Charging Bucks on top.
And we've got a minute left.
As we hit the 1 minute mark now. Here's Jones. Played an excellent floor game. High pick. Victor Dupree. Timeout Lafayette Christian with 41.9 seconds left to play. Well, you've got Victor Dupree with 12, Pierre Dupree with 11. And they've got to be the men now that Howard has fouled out.
Right.
Of course, Howard was doing the dirty work down low.
Yeah, an unspectacular scoring effort from Howard, but very effective. I mean, he got the dirty points for you. The Dupree brothers now, you got to look to them, and you still got T.J. Jones out there doing his magic.
No doubt. So with 41.9 seconds left, 51-50, Landry Walker with the lead, and a timeout Lafayette Christian. So you got to figure it's going to be Jones and the two Duprees. I mean, they're going to be in control of the ball.
Right, and with Jones handling the ball, you got to think he's going to try to drive and dish it off inside. It's going to be an inside game. They've taken very few three-point shots, so they're going to look to go inside with it and either make the basket or at the very least, get the foul.
So the conversation continuing on both sides. .9 seconds left. And Lafayette Christian ball in front court in the overtime period. Victor Dupree handing to T.J. Jones, surveying the situation. Try to trap him and get it out of his hands. He beats one. Penetrates and a whistle and traveling on T.J. Jones. And the turnovers, if Lafayette Christian goes down, will be the reason for it.
That was their Achilles heel in the semifinal game. They had a lot of turnovers.
23 in this one now. 26.9 seconds left. And another timeout called here by Lafayette Christian.
Yeah, Jones did commit the turnover. He shuffled his feet, changed his pivot foot in the middle of traffic. Another good timeout here called by LCA to get their defense set up. They got to be a lot more aggressive than they've been.
You start looking for that dividing number, and that would be it. 23 turnovers for LCA and 12 for Landry Walker.
12 is acceptable.
Sure it is. Yeah.
23.
Especially in 5 periods.
23.
That to me is certainly the issue here. Now, if you're Lafayette Christian, you got fouls to give, so if you're thinking in that fashion, you better foul quickly.
I'm fouling right away.
Okay, that's what
I may even foul before the ball goes in bounds.
Looks like they're playing defense here. And they strip it away, but out of bounds to Landry Walker. Wow, with 23.1 seconds left. Great effort by Jones.
Jones was in between trying to grab control of the ball and calling timeout, and he slid out of bounds before he could do either.
They're having trouble getting it in. They do.
Foul.
They triple team, and there's the foul with 20.6 seconds left. That foul is on Errol Rogers. That should be the 1-and-1. They didn't have foul again. Is that right?
There you go.
It is a 1-and-1. So there you go.
You still want to foul in that situation.
Okay. So they did reach the limit, and we'll go the other way, and it's in the hands of Dywan Griffin. And in the game, he is 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Clearly the right play to make to foul.
Sure it is, absolutely.
By Coach Rogers.
Playing the free throw game.
In the 1-and-1. Griffin can't get it. Rebound, Steves, and Landry Walker has it. Griffin ended up with it, and now another foul. And Jones. More free throws. Jones commits the foul.
Another turnover.
18th foul, third personal, and now it's going to be Shaden Green at the line. His first trip to the line. He's got 8 points in the game. It is a 1-and-1 again. And again they miss. And a rebound to Rogers and a chance for LCA to win the game. 10 seconds left. Here we go. With 8. With 7, it's Jones. He's 30 feet away for the win. Jones, no. Rebound fought for. Landry Walker gets it. And a tie ball, game over. Landry Walker has won the state bracket championship of the Allstate Sugar Bowl Classic by the score of 51-50 in an absolute thriller, Bill.
Wow, that came down to the wire. Not exactly the way I thought it would end on the last possession for LCA. with Jones taking that shot, probably not what they were looking for, but you can't deny or take anything away from the effort that he did or his teammates. It's a terrific game, a 1-point championship game in overtime. You can't ask for anything better than that.
No, just a tremendous contest. Great effort on both ends of the floor. Torrey Cargo with 15 points leads Landry Walker in this game. His 3 balls were huge for Landry Walker. He had 3 of those. He had 2 big free throws in the fourth quarter as well.
Yeah, he started strong and finished strong.
So what a win for Landry Walker. And they'll present the awards. And then, of course, we'll have the following championship games to come. 2 of those, the girls' platinum bracket game coming up, followed by the boys' national bracket game. Bill?
LCA put up quite a good effort tonight. It was just a little bit short. The turnovers came back to get them, and 23 turnovers. You just can't commit that many turnovers in a game.
Turn out to be too much. So 51-50 win in overtime for Landry Walker over Lafayette Christian. Ken Trahan, Bill Gallagher. We're going to go.